All right. Hello, my name's Anna. I tutor psychology here in the Tutoring Center. I don't know if you guys have ever done tutoring, but I like to think that it's helpful for students, like if you're struggling with a particular class or anything. Um, this is just designed to go over some study tips and test taking strategies because I know a lot of us get test anxiety, especially with all of the exams coming up and not knowing when to start studying for things and what's going on and everything. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't know if you guys want to introduce yourselves. If you don't, I understand. I just don't want you to be nervous. It's just a small group, so
I can. So I'm a double major in marketing and hospitality with a minor in finance. And I have not had tutoring yet. I am a freshman.
oh, nice. Okay, I'm a sophomore, so I've never had a tutor, and I started tutoring this semester, so I'm still getting used to everything, but it's nice. And like, I guess don't be afraid like to ask for it if you or like come and like request a tutor if you need it, because sometimes students end up waiting until, I don't want to say too late because I don't think it's ever necessarily too late. It's just like it's harder to like help as much like later on, if that makes sense. Yeah, well, hopefully you're doing good in all of your classes, and both of you, good luck on your exams and stuff. Are you both freshmen or?
Yes, I'm a freshman as well.
Yeah. I can list off some of the study tips that I personally use, and then we can kind of discuss together like when a good time to like start studying for different exams and stuff is. If that sounds okay. Um, okay, so personal sounds good. Personally, I like to make flashcards. Usually it's better if you start reviewing the information like ahead of time. I know I have definitely not always done this, but like cramming all the information in the day of or the day before normally isn't the best study skill, because sometimes you might remember the information for the exam, but you're not going to remember it for afterwards. And a lot of times there's like prerequisite like courses. I don't know if I said the word right, but where like one course like pertains to another, so you do need to know that information. It's not the same as high school, and I think a lot of people do struggle with getting used to like the differences between college and high school. Personally, I'm a visual learner, so I rewrite information, but I know a lot of people who are more auditory learners or even visual learners too, if you want like to watch crash course videos. I know my roommate always said that like for her AP courses in high school, she would watch those the night before, and then it would help her like retain the information. Like if she would study it before she would sleep and like watch the video, and then in the morning before like study again, that seems to help some people. Um, Another thing is when you're reading a textbook, like this doesn't just pertain to like psychology, but like textbooks in general for classes, a lot of some of my tuties do this where they like will start just kind of read the entire chapter. It's better if like you go over the notes, or at least I find it more helpful if I go over the notes first and then like start kind of going over like the chunks of information, the things I don't understand. That seems to be more effective than just reading the entire thing, because otherwise you're just reading the 10 or 20 pages just to read it. I feel like that can be overwhelming. Um, Also, don't be afraid to ask questions. I know I get very nervous, especially in class, like asking questions, but a lot of times like professors on Zoom calls, they'll stay longer, or you can always email them. I think most professors, if not all, have online office hours if they're not in person. So definitely take advantage of that. Like get whatever help like you need in order to succeed in the class. Um, Try to organize your notes. Sometimes people use like, I think I've used like sticky notes before to like organize like the chapters and stuff and what goes with which test. That can also help if like you have a cumulative final. If your final is for, if like some classes, like I've had finals where it's like for the information since the beginning, that can be helpful for those types of classes. Making a study guide is always good. Or sometimes you can ask the professor if they'll kind of make a guide of questions so that you know, like, it just helps you like organize your thoughts, like know what's going to be on the exam and write everything down so you have it all in one place. And then try thinking of like mnemonic devices to help you remember information. I'm assuming you've done them in high school. Do you guys know what those are?
Yeah, vaguely.
Okay, do you want like, I feel like my best example is like from like class in like middle school and high school, like PEMDAS. Like that's, I feel like the most like well-known like mnemonic device that everybody does. Like, have you guys heard of that one, or at least you know what I'm talking about more?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. All right, good. Did you guys have any questions, or did you want to share any tips that you use? If you don't, it's completely fine. I just don't want it to seem like I'm just talking the whole time, because there's only, I mean, I just want to help in whatever way I can, and like I want it to be interactive. If you guys are willing to talk, if you don't want to, I mean, I can't make you. Um, all right, I'm just gonna go into the chat quick. How do you keep the motivation to keep studying? That can definitely be hard. Um, Honestly, you gotta like, I always think of the end, like the end kind of result of what I want. Like, it's all worth it when you finish that exam and you see your grade and it's what you were hoping for. Like, you got to keep the end goal in mind. Because if you just focus on how much work it is, it does, like, it weighs on you. And taking small breaks, like 15-minute breaks, can help, like just getting a snack or water or walking around. Sometimes if like I get like really stressed, I'll like wash my face. It just like helps wake me up for some reason. So like give yourself small breaks, and I don't know if that helps or not. It's definitely hard, I'm not going to lie, cuz I lose the motivation too, but you got to think of the degree that you're going to get like at the end of the 4 years, and yeah, like the grade you want in that class and the exam and stuff. Like, think about the end goal rather than like all the hard steps that it's going to take to get there. Any other questions? I don't know if that helped at all. Okay, you're welcome. um I'll go over some test taking strategies. um I like to, I will like skip kind of around to like answer the questions that I'm more confident on first, because I feel like having confidence in your answers does help, because if you're second guessing yourself, sometimes you'll have the right answer originally and then cross it off and end up with the wrong answer. So like be confident and like, yeah, I answer the ones I know first because then it seems like it doesn't seem as overwhelming. I get a lot of test anxiety, as I'm sure you guys do too. So like sometimes just like taking a few deep breaths, trying to relax. Like sometimes people read the questions out loud to themselves. Remember that you know more than you think you do. A lot of people, like I said, second guess themselves, and those questions that you're gonna sometimes you like overthink it and you're like, but is it this one or this one? But like just stay confident in yourself. Taking a test in a quiet place without interruptions, like when you're home. I like to restart my computer 30 to 45 minutes before taking an exam so that if the computer needs to update, normally things load faster, things like that. And I mean, I would test out like your internet and stuff before beginning because I've had that happen where I go to start an exam and the internet's really slow, or like just try to like think about all of those things ahead of time rather than as the exam's starting because it could cut out on your time. And most professors are understanding, but you never know, and like you want to do your best to be able to get through it. Um, Eat like a small snack or like something beforehand so that like you're not hungry, and I think it helps you to focus. Get sleep beforehand. I feel like teachers in high school would always tell me that, like, get a good night's rest beforehand. It really does help. And I don't know if you've heard of this. Some people have, some people haven't, some people call it something else. But doing a memory dump before taking like in-person tests, I don't know if you can technically do it on online tests, like writing things down, but that's what I used to do. Is like if it was like a math test or something, I would write down all the equations, or if it's a class more like psychology or philosophy or like one of those types of tests where it's just information, like those key facts that you're worried about forgetting, I would write those down like right when you get the test so that even if for some reason those aren't on the exam, you at least have them just in case and you're not as worried about forgetting information or second guessing yourself. Do you guys have any that you want to share that you do, or things that you agree with, disagree with, things that you've done in the past that have helped you? Any questions? Okay, I know that for freshmen, I believe you register tomorrow because I think I register tonight for classes. You either register at 10 or 11, I believe. Um, do you guys know how to register? If not, I can try to help you.
We just
Hopefully,
go through Web Advisor.
yeah, it's through Web Advisor. Did your advisors explain it to you?
No.
No? Okay. I will try to explain that the best I can. Okay, so you've logged on to Web Advisor, right?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, good. Yeah, so like you log in with like your normal like NU stuff, your student ID, and then your password, whatever that is. And then you go into, I believe it's register and drop classes. So you click on that and then you have to enter like the action, so it would be register, and then like next like you choose all of your classes. somebody told me, I've never actually done this, but somebody told me that like to register each class individually, because sometimes the system will glitch when everybody's trying to do it at once. You can try that if you want, but I've never done it. But my friend told me that that's what one of her tutors told them. It's really not that hard. It just gets stressful as like classes start closing up. So like after tonight, when the sophomores register, check through your classes to make sure that there's still openings for the ones that you chose. I'm assuming that you like wrote out like kind of what you want for classes and like the sections and everything, and like went through it with your advisor. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like you just have to like choose them on there. So like it'll ask you like for, can't think of it, like the letters or whatever. So like I'm a nursing major, so for nursing classes it's like NUR and then the number and then the section. And then I think it's just that. And then you would select the action, which would be register. Don't touch anything for like the classes that you're in now, because I think it's definitely too late to register, and I don't think you can drop. I'm not positive. I've never dropped a class personally, but like yeah, just don't touch the ones that you're in now. Just do that at the top, and then I think it just says like press submit at the bottom, and then hopefully you get all the classes you want. I've had it where I don't, and then I have to, if you don't get a class that you want, go through the classes left over, and hopefully there's another section available that still works with your schedule. Or if not, you can always email your advisor and ask them what they think. But yeah, I still got to go back through that and make sure that all of mine, the sections are still available. Because I know some people, I mean, like the juniors registered yesterday, so definitely go through that. Okay. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions?
No, that makes sense.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to go over? I know I got, okay. Did you guys filled out like, I'm on my phone, so I'll use my, like this sheet where you like filled in your, I don't know why that looks weird, but like you filled in your classes. So yeah, just make sure that you have backup classes. And I always personally, like after I do it, I like to draw it out like in a schedule with all my times and days so that I understand everything and like where they are, and like hopefully everything's in person next semester, and like where I gotta be at what times and everything, because that's very important. And like actually attending class, even the Zoom meetings, it's hard. I know even I have done this, like where I'll go on my phone during a Zoom meeting if I don't need my camera, and I'll get distracted very easily instead of focusing and doing what I need to do. So definitely try not to do that, because I think that can also have an effect. Like I know some of my grades are like better than they normally would be, and some of them are worse. It depends on the class, but try to just stay focused and remember that like end goal. Honestly, if you guys need any help, you can always like email the tutoring center, or like when we come back in the spring, if you like try to get like tutors early. Like I don't know if you have science courses or like trying to think what like the popular ones are for tutoring, like math courses, science courses, think philosophy there's tutors for. Like anything that you think that you're gonna struggle with, you can always request like ahead of time. And if for some reason you decide you don't want to tutor, you can always say that. Like nobody's gonna get mad as long as like you just say something. But yeah, do you guys have any questions? I went over most of what I needed to, just the study skills and testing skills and everything. Do you guys understand how to register? I don't know if my directions were clear enough.
Yeah, I understand a lot better now.
Okay, good. Yeah, I really hope that did help because I remember like my freshman year, like not knowing exactly what to do and everything.
Yeah, I was just kind of worried because I actually register tonight.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah. So do I. I think I register at 11.
Yeah, so I was like kind of freaking out because I had no idea. So thank you.
Yeah, I get that. Like, it's hard, honestly, making the schedule. I sometimes struggle with that, like organizing, like thinking about when you want to take stuff and like what time are you going to want to get up? What time do you need to be done with things?
Mm-hmm.
Like taking into account that kind of stuff. Or like for me, I have clinicals, and so there's like it's the entire day. And there's like certain days, so I need to make sure that none of my classes fall on that day. Otherwise, I gotta change around my section.
Oh geez.
It can get complicated. Yeah. Also, if you want, in the tutoring center, they have these. It like has it so that you can write in like your schedule and everything like by the hour, or like I don't know if you think I was emailed one of these at one point or given one where it like has it like based off of the class times and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely write everything out like after your schedule is finalized. I know some of it can be overwhelming. So hopefully this at least did, like I want you to feel like you actually got something out of it. And yeah, if you guys need anything, the tutoring center is always there. You can just send an email too if you don't want to physically come in. And tutoring, I know next semester it'll be in person and online. If like you have like a preference and stuff, like some students, like right now, obviously it's all online, but like before it would be in person and online. And I know in person can help some students if their class is online. Like sometimes it helps to like have somebody there to like talk them through it and go over the information and answer questions. Or if like you're staying home or whatever, certain days like online's an option. Yeah, just don't be afraid to ask for help, I guess, is one of the biggest things, because I feel like a lot of people, like, it doesn't mean that you're a bad student or anything like that. Good students struggle in classes. I've struggled in classes before, many classes, honestly. But you push through it and you figure it out. All right, I guess I'll end it. Bye. I hope you at least gained something. And good luck with your finals. Hopefully the skills that I just gave you will help you. And yeah, definitely try to keep your motivation. It's very hard, especially for those classes that you might not like. Some of the gen eds I know aren't always my favorite, but you'll figure it out. Great. Bye.